G'day guys, Mick here. So here I am on my typical morning walk again along the top end of Budgewoi Lakes on the New South Wales Central Coast. But this is where I normally do my 5-minute yarns. Not doing a 5-minute yarn today, this is a full episode. This video, we head from the coast, from home, out through Yarramalong and down to Wisemans Ferry. And then we're heading sort of north, up through St Albans, following the Great North Road to the best we can, Wollombi Road, and heading up through Buckety to Wollombi. So you're going to get to see some of the convict ruins and things like that along the way, and some of the sites just on an amazing drive. Plan is stopping at Wollombi and staying at the tavern for a nice feed and the camp overnight. Sorry about any wind. And then following night we're heading across into the Wattigans to have a camp there for the night and then head back home. Well, that was the plan anyway. See, I'm meant to be at Wollombi now. I'm meant to be cooking bacon and eggs over the campfire. But things didn't go to plan. So you'll have to sit by and find out exactly what happened. Why we ended up deciding to just turn around and come home. To kick it off, we had everything packed up the night before, ready to rock and roll. And when I hooked the trailer up, ready to leave, I'll bugger off wind. Hooked the trailer up, ready to leave. Only to find I got no indicators. So I stuffed around for about half an hour trying to test the lights and running batteries to test wiring and things like that. Couldn't get the indicators to work properly. So ended up having to ditch the trailer, take everything out of there and try and squeeze it all in the car. Got everything in but the firewood, so that was a bit of a letdown. Trailer has been christened the bad luck trailer, so yeah, maybe the bloody thing is. So yeah, got everything into the car except for the firewood, toilet on the roof, and we were off. So from there, you got to watch the rest of the video to find out what happened. Enjoy! So here we are, guys, at the St Albans Cemetery. You would have seen some photos of this place when I did the weekend with my brother and we came through Wisemans Ferry and out to Wollombi and into the Wattigans. Doing a similar trip this weekend with the wife and son, but we haven't gone into Sydney and up. We've just come straight in from Wisemans Ferry Road and that, so you would have seen some of that. A little bit of the drive in. Absolute stunning drive coming through Wisemans Ferry Road. First time I've actually done that, so yeah, guys. From what I understand about this cemetery, a lot of the bodies that are buried in here, a lot of the folks that are buried, were workers on the old North Road, or the Great North Road, which is largely now known as the Convict Trail. Convict Trail is somewhere up there in the scrub. You're not allowed to drive it because it's heritage listed. So we're following Wollombi Road. We're just south of St Albans at the moment. So you can see here, I think this one looks to read 1830. Possibly 1850. That looks like 1856. So there's some really ancient graves in here. 1885 there. And look, if he's come to a place like this, respect the dead. Don't trash it. Don't leave your rubbish laying around. Don't go jumping over grave sites and things like that. This is a massive part of our history. And so there, one of the stones carved, pickaxed by the convicts. So all this stuff's sort of carved by hand. Or a lot of it would have been. And you'll see a fair bit of that along this trail. Is some of the old convict works and that as we come along here. Not going to show you all the graves, but pretty sure we've got family buried in here, but I don't know, Mum doesn't seem to think they are. But there's definitely folks with part of our family name buried in here somewhere. There. Thomas Walker. Walkers were part of our family, but again, I don't know for sure whether these were specifically part of our family or another line. But Thomas Walker and John Joseph Walker buried there. John Joseph was 1856. Thomas looks like 1866 or something, and then probably the kids and stuff like that in here too. So. Alright guys, I'm going to stop rambling in here. Beautiful old gravesite though, graveyard. If you come up here, just stop, check it out and remember to pay respect. So just a short drive up the road from St Albans, guys. Very little at St Albans except the pub. Didn't see much else there, to be honest. I was hoping there was a bakery for some lunch. Didn't see one. But yeah, just up we have the St Albans Common. Each year they have a massive carp cull down here. Yeah, they were bitching and moaning about how much carp destroy the waterway, you know, all that typical thing. And apparently, the last couple of years I've heard they're lucky they're not even getting one fish per person that comes here. I remember one year they had 260 something people came and they caught like 25 fish. So yeah, looking at the colour of the water makes me believe that it's not from the carp, eh? But anyway, directly opposite the common, we have some funky little letterboxes for you to look at. And a dog barking. There's something a little bit different. Tonka truck. Old foam. A couple of chest freezers. Fridges. So they're all the mailboxes for the folks, I'm guessing, that live up in amongst the scrub up there. Look through the scrub there and you can see a couple of horses' arses. I know a few horses' arses. So on your way through Wollombi Road, you get some bush tucker. Keep your eye out as you're driving along. There's some absolutely amazing rock formations along this road. This is probably about half an hour north of St Albans, 20 minutes, half hour north of St Albans at the moment. Massive gum there, right on the banks of the creek. Far out, this must have been flowing hard when we've had the recent floods. At the moment too, you'll notice, the time of filming of this is May, but there's a lot of sections where it appears that the roads have been washed away and things like that from recent floods. So just, when you are heading up here, just take it easy and keep your eye out. I thought we'll just stop for a look at these rock formations here. They weren't as covered in dirt at the bottom last time I was here. Obviously they've graded the road or something and that's where they throw it. But shame you've got to get Muppets tagging it. So a little bit further north from that last rock formation, as a Hilux rolls past, a few of these. Now remember, these are private property, guys, so don't go jumping past the fences or over fences or anything, and don't go opening gates and whatnot. Private property, so no damage and no trying to sleep in them, any of that sort of thing. But they're just really cool to stop and have a look at. There's a couple more up over this side. The grass is getting quite long at the moment. It wasn't this bad when we were here last time. You can see a little bit easier, but a couple of these old little sheds in that down here. Oh, very old colour bomb one that's pretty ratty these days. Little outhouse or something there. toll house or something, God knows. It'd be nice if the lawns were cleaned off. These would be beautiful little places, but still really cool, especially the old wood shingle roof on the top of that there. That's cool. So when you come through here, guys, and you see places like this, do everyone a favour, respect it, unlike others. This has obviously been around for a heck of a long time. It would have withstood bushfires and everything else. And, no, there's not a lot around here except bushland and property. So yeah, do the right thing, guys, and just respect it as you come through. A beautiful car. Got a family sitting in there. I just noticed there's some little solar contraption sitting over there too. I don't know what that is. It's beautiful rolling hills all through here. Alright, let's keep moving. Just noticed something as I was walking back to the car. The mother-in-law lost a broom. Alrighty, a little further up, we're getting closer to the end of Wollombi Road. It's now technically classed as the Great North Road. So here we are at the Manning intersection. I'm not jumping out of the car for this, but I'll swing you down here quickly to see the rock. So the Convict Trail, Great North Road, Mount Manning intersection. I'll zoom in and I'll get a photo of that for you so you can actually have a read of that, and then you can just pause to check it out. So as you're driving along this section, being now that we are on the Great North Road, which is part of the old Convict Trail, just keep your eyes out for little spots. You'll see little arrows, like the convict style arrow here and there. And they'll give you a little spot to pull over and have a look at some of the original convict infrastructure, like brick walls and different trails, and up a little bit further will be some culverts and things like that. So this stuff was pushed through, these trails were pushed through by our convicts back in the early 1800s. So brilliant to actually see that they're still remaining and still survived until today. And hopefully they survive for many hundred years or more. Okay, so this is the little style of arrow I was telling you to keep an eye out for. We're now at the St Albans Road ramp. There's not all that much here. There's a little track that runs down into the bush. You wouldn't particularly notice it except for the clearing as you come down. So again, there's the sign, there's the car. But one thing you do notice is the rock wall along here. So this entire rock wall that you can see stretching up there was all hand carved out of sandstone by convicts and slaves and whatnot. Surely there would have been a few Aboriginals in amongst them, and yeah, old English settlers and that. So when you stop and have a look at them, you can see the marks from where they've used the hand axes and picks and whatnot to try and carve all these things. The amount of work and effort that would have gone into just simply carving a wall this big. You know, you zoom all the way up there, and this just goes for heaps. And it's not a tiny drop either. A couple of foot deep. Yeah, absolutely amazing, and just out there working, pushing through in scrub like this. Yeah, really. Alrighty, gonna keep moving. We're not far out of Buckety now, so if you don't notice the bigger green sign like that, these little ones tell you that you're on the Great North Trail. So they're not real big, but they're still there. Alrighty, so we're right at the end of the Great North Road right now. About to turn left onto Buckety, or I don't know, I think it's Wollombi Road actually, at Buckety, and head up to Wollombi. So we are basically here now. We're about to turn left and head up that way, up to Wollombi. But yeah, just wanted to stop and have a look at this Convict Trail project, caring for the Great North Road, Buckety to Mount Manning, So you've just seen a couple of signs there from Buckety and Mount Manning. And you've also, it goes right through to Wollombi and to Broke, Cessnock, all of that. So I don't know the exact route of this trail. But yeah, obviously like, you've got Broke there, Wollombi's down here, we're down here. So yeah, obviously it goes all the way through. So quite an interesting thing. Signs here just show you some of the work that they've carried out. We've probably just driven over that and didn't even notice it, probably because of the barriers and that. That'll be about the wall that I just showed you. And then we're coming up onto some of the culverts and stuff as well, so that'll be quite interesting to see shortly. Alrighty, so while we're parked up here, just having a quick look, everyone's having a stretch of their legs. I'm going to put my tyres back up, because even though this is only, it's all dirt road and it's easy, it is dirt road, it is quite corrugated, and if you can drop your tyre pressures, then I feel you should, to look after the roads, so that you get better traction and you don't rip the road up and get it as corrugated and horrible. Some of the corrugations today were a bit of a pain, I'll tell you that. Alright, time to air up. Alright, so we're back on the Wollombi Road. We're heading north. I'm getting flashed by several people now, so there must be a copper ahead. Oh, hang on, there's something near, we're slowing down. Ah, chopper on the road, right. That's a bit more than a copper.
Hey, ooh, that's sweet.
That's a helicopter. Alright, don't know what's going on there. Tell me we have been made to turn around. By the look of it, we are.
Where are we getting to Wollombi?
Yeah, I don't know if we can. Looks like we may be turning around and going back. So here we are, guys. Furnance's Crossing culvert. Erected or built in 1931. Apparently the sign spoils the view. I don't know, looks alright to me. But anyway. So the culverts were created to help channel the water. So when you look from above, you can see where there's a bit of a gully pushing through the mountains, coming down. And that's what the culverts were made, to try and channel it through under what was originally the road. So the road now is just up here. But again, you know, all these sandstone blocks, all man-handled, all carved by hand, dug up, transported, whatever else. You know, all by the convicts. Again, you can see all the bloody chip, all the pick marks and everything in the stones and whatnot. Beautiful little spot. Head back up the top and I'll give you a look from there. So here we are from the top of the culvert. There's the road. I'm not going to go crossing the road due to traffic, and there's no, not very much room there. But the culvert, and there's a drain in the bottom of it, and that would then allow it to all run off over there. And I'll show you where it picks up next to the car there. So here you can see a bit of a gully as it runs through between the mountains. Yeah, some nice big rocks in there. And then it washes down into the hole, which is now concrete. Would have been sandstone and whatnot back in the day, I guess. Wash down into there, and then back under the road to the other side there of the culvert. So, some interesting engineering in that sense, and a hell of a lot of work by the convicts. And as I said before, I'm certain it's not just convicts. I'm certain there were a lot of slaves in amongst it too. Alrighty, so after coming across the helicopter there in the middle of Wollombi Road, we were made to turn around. The fellow that we spoke to suggested that we go back to Nura. I think that's how it's pronounced, and have a bit of lunch and spend a couple of hours down that way. And then maybe the road would be open again. It appears that there was quite a serious MVA out there. From what I heard, it doesn't sound promising, but fingers crossed everyone was all right. So yeah, we got turned around. We went down to Nura. We stayed at Jerry's Cafe for a little bit. We had something to eat and whatnot there, and we had a bit of a discussion while we were there. Discussion was, considering as to where Nura was, in relation to heading home or heading out to Wollombi, we ended up deciding just to head home. So, sorry guys, we didn't make it to Wollombi Tavern tonight. Instead we headed back home, and at the end of the day we were sort of close, about the same distance from home as we were to Wollombi either way. Yeah, everything coming together, given that we didn't have firewood and whatnot. Yeah, we just decided to head back home. So we ended up going to Munmora Bowling Club, or the Munmora Bowlo as it's commonly known, and we had dinner there. Absolutely beautiful feed. Haven't been there for quite some time now, but we have been there before, and it is always a really nice feed there, and not badly priced either. So we ended up going there. It's a bit of a shame that we didn't go to Wollombi. I would have enjoyed going to the tavern for dinner, but crap happens, and with everything that had gone on during the day, with the trailer playing up with the indicators not working, we all sort of just lost our motivation, and after the accident we just decided, you know what, bugger it, we'll just go home. So that's where this video ends. I will head back out there another day. I want to do a full video on the town of Wollombi, go through the museum and show you the tavern and everything else out there again. So that will happen another day. But for this one, we called it quits and we came home. So now it's lunchtime, and I'm about to cook up some bacon and eggs that we were supposed to have for breakfast over the fire this morning, while I'm cooking it up at home and still having it over the fire for lunch. So, alright guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Again, to those involved in the accident, fingers crossed everything turns out well. Unfortunately, it didn't sound like it was going to, but take care out on the roads, guys. Alright, peace, take care, and I'll see you on the tracks.